C'est ce que je comprends.
So I understand. So I understand.
Le deuxième arrêt.
The second stop. The second stop.
Sortez de ma vue.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Je ne m'en soucie pas.
I don't care for it. I don't care for it.
Je perds la tête.
I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind.
Tokyo est surpeuplé.
Tokyo is crowded. Tokyo is crowded.
Où est le motel?
Where's the motel? Where's the motel?
Il n'est pas gentil avec vous?
He's not nice to you? He's not nice to you?
Je viens te chercher.
I'm coming to pick you up. I'm coming to pick you up.
Je vous rappellerai plus tard.
I'll call back later. I'll call back later.
J'ai une douleur au bras.
I have pain in my arm. I have pain in my arm.
Que faites-vous pour travailler?
What do you do for work? What do you do for work?
Vous vous êtes bien débrouillé.
You did fairly well. You did fairly well.
Tout ce que vous pouvez manger.
All you can eat. All you can eat.
C'est une mauvaise idée.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
Ce n'est pas une réponse.
That's no answer. That's no answer.
Je ne le crois pas.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Faites-le pour vous.
Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself.
Je n'ai plus le temps.
I've run out of time. I've run out of time.
Il s'ouvre à 11 heures.
It opens at 11. It opens at 11.
La journée a été longue.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
C'est très honteux.
It's very shameful. It's very shameful.
Continuez à parler.
Keep it on talking. Keep it on talking.
Pouvez-vous changer cela?
Can you change this? Can you change this?
Avez-vous vu Scott?
Have you seen Scott? Have you seen Scott?
Il est en Californie.
He is in California. He is in California.
Comment aimez-vous la bière?
How do you like beer? How do you like beer?
Je regrette de le faire.
I regret doing that. I regret doing that.
Sortons ce soir.
Let's go out tonight. Let's go out tonight.
Ce n'est pas la question.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
Elle sera efficace.
It will be effective. It will be effective.
John est le plus grand.
John is the greatest. John is the greatest.
Gardez vos lèvres fermées.
Keep your lips sealed. Keep your lips sealed.
Pourquoi ne venez-vous pas?
Why don't you come along? Why don't you come along?
Gilet féminin.
Female vest. Female vest.
J'ai le nez qui coule.
I have a runny nose. I have a runny nose.
J'aime m'être seul.
I like being alone. I like being alone.
J'ai pris ma décision.
I've made up my mind. I've made up my mind.
Il est temps de se réveiller.
It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up.
C'est un sale mensonge.
That's a filthy lie. That's a filthy lie.
C'est une belle robe.
That's a nice dress. That's a nice dress.
Cela a un drôle de goût.
This tastes funny. This tastes funny.
Ce qui vous préoccupe.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Quelle est la grande idée?
What's the big idea? What's the big idea?
Avez-vous des enfants?
Do you have any kids? Do you have any kids?
Vous voulez de l'aide?
Do you want any help? Do you want any help?
Ne me prenez pas de haut.
Don't talk down to me. Don't talk down to me.
Je ne dirai rien.
I won't say anything. I won't say anything.
Rien ne vaut cela.
Nothing beats this. Nothing beats this.
C'est dégoûtant.
This is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Qu'est-ce que c'est cette fois-ci?
What is it this time? What is it this time?
Vous aimez le baseball?
Do you like baseball? Do you like baseball?
Parlez-vous chinois?
Do you speak Chinese? Do you speak Chinese?
J'ai honte de moi.
I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself.
Je ne vous suis pas.
I'm not following you. I'm not following you.
Je me présente comme maire.
I'm running for mayor. I'm running for mayor.
C'est comme un rêve.
It's just like a dream. It's just like a dream.
Faisons une pause.
Shall we take a break? Shall we take a break?
Nous devons le récupérer.
We have to get him back. We have to get him back.
Quelle belle vue.
What a beautiful view. What a beautiful view.
Vous voulez autre chose?
Anything else you want? Anything else you want?
Quelle déception.
What a disappointment. What a disappointment.
Pour qui vous enracinez-vous?
Who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for?
Allez-vous manger cela?
Are you going to eat that? Are you going to eat that?
Le savez-vous?
Do you happen to know that? Do you happen to know that?
10 000.
10,000. 10,000.
Fruits de palmier.
Palm fruit. Palm fruit.
Ils sont arrivés hier.
They arrived yesterday. They arrived yesterday.
C'est une longue histoire.
It's a long story. It's a long story.
Laissez-moi y réfléchir.
Let me think about it. Let me think about it.
Cette maison est la mienne.
This house is my own. This house is my own.
Vous venez ce soir?
Are you coming this evening? Are you coming this evening?
C'est très difficile.
This is very difficult. This is very difficult.
Est-ce une zone sûre?
Is this a safe area? Is this a safe area?
Qui a envoyé cette lettre?
Who sent this letter? Who sent this letter?
Date d'expiration.
Expiration date. Expiration date.
Nous avons tout notre temps.
There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time.
Où se trouvent les toilettes?
Where is the bathroom? Where is the bathroom?
Je vais payer les billets.
I'll pay for the tickets. I'll pay for the tickets.
Je pouvais à peine parler.
I could hardly speak. I could hardly speak.
La route se divise ici.
The road divides here. The road divides here.
J'ai perdu mes clés.
I lost my keys. I lost my keys.
Bien, merci.
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you.
Passez une bonne journée.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
J'ai 2 fils.
I have 2 sons. I have 2 sons.
Coupons les cours.
Let's cut class. Let's cut class.
J'ai sauté de joie.
I jumped for joy. I jumped for joy.
J'ai encore sommeil.
I'm still sleepy. I'm still sleepy.
Jouons aux cartes.
Let's play cards. Let's play cards.
Elle est seulement en colère.
She's only angry. She's only angry.
Arrêtez de nous tromper.
Stop fooling us. Stop fooling us.
Ce n'est pas une excuse.
That's no excuse. That's no excuse.
Environ 4 ans.
About 4 years. About 4 years.
Ne mangez pas trop.
Don't eat too much. Don't eat too much.
Il est sur les nerfs aujourd'hui.
He's on edge today. He's on edge today.
Comment va votre famille?
How's your family? How's your family?
Je n'ai pas le temps.
I haven't got time. I haven't got time.
Je vais danser.
I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance.
Ce n'était pas un problème.
It was no trouble. It was no trouble.
Il fait froid aujourd'hui.
It's frosty today. It's frosty today.
Jeff s'est marié.
I have got married. I have got married.
Il a perdu du poids.
He has lost weight. He has lost weight.
Comment cela s'est-il passé?
How did it turn out? How did it turn out?
Je le connais de vue.
I know him by sight. I know him by sight.
Je vais prendre celui-ci.
I will get this one. I will get this one.
C'est une excellente idée.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Je vous rappelle.
I'm calling you back. I'm calling you back.
Mentiriez-vous pour moi?
Would you lie for me? Would you lie for me?
Ne vous blâmez pas.
Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself.
Qui vous a irrité?
Who has irritated you? Who has irritated you?
Vous le demandiez.
You were asking for it. You were asking for it.
Je t'aimerai toujours.
I will love you forever. I will love you forever.
Quels sont vos intérêts?
What are your interests? What are your interests?
Qu'est-ce qui vous arrive?
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
Vous attendez depuis longtemps?
Have you been waiting long? Have you been waiting long?
Voulez-vous acheter ceci?
Would you like to buy this? Would you like to buy this?
Savez-vous ce que cela dit?
Do you know what this says? Do you know what this says?
Y a-t-il un club en ville?
Is there a club in town? Is there a club in town?
Mon père est avocat.
My father is a lawyer. My father is a lawyer.
Quand souhaitez-vous vous rencontrer?
When would you like to meet? When would you like to meet?
Je vous verrai à 6 heures.
I'll see you at 6. I'll see you at 6.
Ce sont des pastèques.
Those are watermelons. Those are watermelons.
Ce n'est pas mon tour.
It's not my turn. It's not my turn.
2 autres arrêts.
2 more stops. 2 more stops.
Je ferai de mon mieux.
I will do my best. I will do my best.
J'aimerais bien celui-là.
I'd like this one. I'd like this one.
Il est presque midi.
It's almost noon. It's almost noon.
Ma vie est vide.
My life is empty. My life is empty.
Essayez encore une fois.
Have another try. Have another try.
Je sais que j'ai raison.
I know I'm correct. I know I'm correct.
Elle n'est pas elle-même.
She's not herself. She's not herself.
Il est très dur avec moi.
He's very hard on me. He's very hard on me.
Je pense qu'il ment.
I think he is lying. I think he is lying.
Je prends une douche.
I'm taking a shower. I'm taking a shower.
Dans environ 2 heures.
In about 2 hours. In about 2 hours.
C'est mon réveil.
It's my alarm clock. It's my alarm clock.
Que dois-je faire?
What do I need to do? What do I need to do?
Quelle heure est-il maintenant?
What time is it now? What time is it now?
Qu'en pensez-vous?
How does that sound? How does that sound?
J'aurais dû le savoir.
I should have known. I should have known.
Jouons à ce jeu.
Let's play this game. Let's play this game.
Partageons la facture.
Let's split the bill. Let's split the bill.
Elle est trop pour moi.
She's too much for me. She's too much for me.
C'était délicieux.
That was delicious. That was delicious.
Le meilleur pour vous.
The very best to you. The very best to you.
Que vais-je faire?
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Ne lui faites pas les yeux doux.
Don't make eyes at her. Don't make eyes at her.
J'étudie l'anglais.
I'm studying English. I'm studying English.
Y a-t-il un message?
Is there any message? Is there any message?
C'est pour votre propre bien.
It's for your own sake. It's for your own sake.
Le service des chaussures.
The shoe department. The shoe department.
De quel côté êtes-vous?
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Pourquoi êtes-vous si pressé?
Why are you in a hurry? Why are you in a hurry?
J'adore votre appartement.
I love your apartment. I love your apartment.
Ça se passe plutôt bien.
It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well.
Parlons en anglais.
Let's speak in English. Let's speak in English.
Ce café est amer.
This coffee is bitter. This coffee is bitter.
Je lui donnerai une raison.
I will give him a reason. I will give him a reason.
Que voulez-vous dire par là?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Quelqu'un est assis ici.
Is someone sitting here? Is someone sitting here?
Que cherchez-vous?
What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Où se trouve la salle à manger?
Where is the dining room? Where is the dining room?
Comme si ce n'était rien.
Just as if it were nothing. Just as if it were nothing.
Où partez-vous?
Where are you leaving for? Where are you leaving for?
Je vais y réfléchir.
I will give it some thought. I will give it some thought.
200.
200. 200.
Malédiction.
Curse. Curse.
Puis-je prendre un rendez-vous?
Can I make an appointment? Can I make an appointment?
À quelle heure arrive-t-il?
What time are they arriving? What time are they arriving?
Il a réparé sa maison.
He repaired his house. He repaired his house.
Il n'est pas là pour le moment.
He's not in right now. He's not in right now.
S'il vous plaît, attendez-moi.
Please wait for me. Please wait for me.
Quel est le prix par nuit?
What's the price per night? What's the price per night?
Vous avez une piscine?
Do you have a swimming pool? Do you have a swimming pool?
À quelle heure est la sortie?
What time is checkout? What time is checkout?
Mon père y a été.
My father has been there. My father has been there.
Ils l'ont beaucoup félicité.
They praised him highly. They praised him highly.
Je suis en état de choc.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock.
Il a fait son travail.
It did the job. It did the job.
N'abandonnez jamais.
Never give up. Never give up.
Comment vont les choses?
How are things? How are things?
Ça sent bon.
It smells nice. It smells nice.
5 fois par jour.
5 times a day. 5 times a day.
J'ai juste eu de la chance.
I was just lucky. I was just lucky.
Je ne dirai pas un mot.
I won't say a word. I won't say a word.
Jouons catch.
Let's play catch. Let's play catch.
Vous êtes responsable.
You're in charge. You're in charge.
C'est un homme riche.
He's a wealthy man. He's a wealthy man.
Je dois rester au lit.
I must stay in bed. I must stay in bed.
Ça a l'air amusant.
It looks like fun. It looks like fun.
Attendons de voir.
Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
Cela semble correct.
That sounds okay. That sounds okay.
Quelle belle robe.
What a nice dress. What a nice dress.
Pourquoi cette tête?
Why the long face? Why the long face?
En fait.
As a matter of fact. As a matter of fact.
Pendant mon absence.
During my absence. During my absence.
Il boit trop.
He drinks too much. He drinks too much.
J'ai une douleur aiguë.
I have a sharp pain. I have a sharp pain.
Je dois y aller maintenant.
I must be going now. I must be going now.
Je suis vraiment sérieux.
I'm really serious. I'm really serious.
C'est ahurissant.
It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
C'est passé de mode.
It's out of fashion. It's out of fashion.
C'est le même prix.
It's the same price. It's the same price.
Cela a un goût bizarre.
This tastes weird. This tastes weird.
Je ne fais que traîner.
I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging out.
Gardez-le hors de vue.
Keep it out of sight. Keep it out of sight.
Tout le monde s'en fout.
Nobody gives a damn. Nobody gives a damn.
C'était un mauvais film.
That was a bad movie. That was a bad movie.
Parce qu'il est égoïste.
Because he's selfish. Because he's selfish.
Il pense beaucoup à vous.
He thinks a lot of you. He thinks a lot of you.
J'ai une mauvaise vue.
I have poor eyesight. I have poor eyesight.
Je dois partir.
I have to get leaving. I have to get leaving.
Je suis ravi pour vous.
I'm delighted for you. I'm delighted for you.
Merci d'être venu.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Il n'a rien dit.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
Je ne sais pas ce que c'est.
I don't know what's what. I don't know what's what.
Peut-on s'y garer?
Is parking there okay? Is parking there okay?
Quel est votre point de vue?
What's your viewpoint? What's your viewpoint?
Voulez-vous une recharge?
Would you like a refill? Would you like a refill?
Tout se passera bien.
Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
Que faites-vous ce soir?
What are you up to tonight? What are you up to tonight?
19.
19. 19.
400.
400. 400.
Patate douce.
Sweet potato. Sweet potato.
Mangue.
Mango. Mango.
Construction.
Construction. Construction.
C'est doux.
It's sweet. It's sweet.
Merci.
Thanks. Thanks.
Où se trouve la rue principale?
Where's Main Street? Where's Main Street?
Qui était votre professeur?
Who was your teacher? Who was your teacher?
Quand est le prochain bus?
When is the next bus? When is the next bus?
Désolé de vous déranger.
Sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you.
Je vais aller dîner.
I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to go have dinner.
Avez-vous vu ce film?
Have you seen this movie? Have you seen this movie?
J'en ai un dans ma voiture.
I have one in my car. I have one in my car.
Personne ne nous aide.
Nobody is helping us. Nobody is helping us.
Quel jour viennent-ils?
What day are they coming over? What day are they coming over?
Il arrivera bientôt.
It will arrive shortly. It will arrive shortly.
Où travaille votre femme?
Where does your wife work? Where does your wife work?
Puis-je prendre un message?
Can I take a message? Can I take a message?
J'arrive tout de suite.
I'm coming right now. I'm coming right now.
J'ai une réservation.
I have a reservation. I have a reservation.
C'est un garçon intelligent.
He is a smart boy. He is a smart boy.
Y a-t-il des concerts?
Are there any concerts? Are there any concerts?
John est-il un Américain?
Is John an American? Is John an American?
Puis-je utiliser votre stylo?
May I use your pen? May I use your pen?
Comment les choses se passent-elles?
How are things going? How are things going?
Il est né à New York.
He was born in New York. He was born in New York.
Vous me tuez vraiment.
You're really killing me. You're really killing me.
Quelle est la durée de la procédure?
How short? How short?
Je me sens si triste.
I feel so sad. I feel so sad.
Si vous le dites.
If you say so. If you say so.
Je ne peux rien promettre.
I can't promise. I can't promise.
Des bonbons ou un sort.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Comment vous êtes-vous rencontrés?
How did you meet? How did you meet?
Je fais du travail de bureau.
I do office work. I do office work.
Faites-le vous-même.
Do it by yourself. Do it by yourself.
Je ne vois pas ma femme.
I don't see my wife. I don't see my wife.
Je suis enfin seul.
I'm finally alone. I'm finally alone.
Mes yeux sont fatigués.
My eyes are tired. My eyes are tired.
Environ 4 mois.
About 4 months. About 4 months.
Il a l'esprit vif.
He has a quick mind. He has a quick mind.
C'est un gros fumeur.
He's a heavy smoker. He's a heavy smoker.
Je n'ai pas commandé cela.
I didn't order this. I didn't order this.
Je suis fou de vous.
I'm crazy about you. I'm crazy about you.
Ce n'est pas correct.
That's not correct. That's not correct.
C'est un homme de talent.
He's a man of ability. He's a man of ability.
Comment peut-il vous atteindre?
How can he get to you? How can he get to you?
Quelle est la durée de l'attente?
How long is the wait? How long is the wait?
Il est temps de se préparer.
It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready.
Où suis-je sur cette carte?
Where am I on this map? Where am I on this map?
Je n'en peux plus.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore.
Vous vous moquez de moi.
You're making fun of me. You're making fun of me.
Vous avez vraiment changé.
You've really changed. You've really changed.
J'ai envie de vomir.
I feel like throwing up. I feel like throwing up.
Vous êtes tout pour moi.
You mean the world to me. You mean the world to me.
Est-ce que tout va bien?
Is everything all right? Is everything all right?
De quoi parlez-vous?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Qu'est-ce qui vous inquiète?
What are you worried about? What are you worried about?
Camarade de classe.
Classmate. Classmate.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Thank you, miss. Thank you, miss.
$10 par heure.
$10 per hour. $10 per hour.
Je vais prendre la même chose.
I'll have the same thing. I'll have the same thing.
Quel est le jour de la semaine?
What day of the week is it? What day of the week is it?
Quand la banque ouvre-t-elle?
When does the bank open? When does the bank open?
Je vais bien, et vous?
I'm fine, and you? I'm fine, and you?
C'est toujours le cas.
That's always the case. That's always the case.
Qu'allons-nous faire ce soir?
What shall we do tonight? What shall we do tonight?
J'aimerais être un oiseau.
I wish I were a bird. I wish I were a bird.
C'est un grand succès.
It's a big hit. It's a big hit.
Oui, allez-y.
Yes, go for it. Yes, go for it.
Ne dites pas de bêtises.
Don't talk stupid. Don't talk stupid.
C'est une bonne personne.
He's a good person. He's a good person.
Je m'en vais maintenant.
I'm taking off now. I'm taking off now.
J'aurai bientôt terminé.
I will be over soon. I will be over soon.
Je vais vous déposer.
I will drop you off. I will drop you off.
Il fait extrêmement chaud.
It's extremely hot. It's extremely hot.
Arrêtez de me harceler.
Stop pestering me. Stop pestering me.
C'est impossible.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
Il n'y a pas de problème.
There's no problem. There's no problem.
Un typhon arrive.
A typhoon is coming. A typhoon is coming.
Environ 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. About 5 minutes.
Il a pris du poids.
He has put on weight. He has put on weight.
Il vise trop haut.
He's aiming too high. He's aiming too high.
Je m'en fiche.
I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less.
Il vous va bien.
It looks nice on you. It looks nice on you.
C'était vraiment drôle.
It was really funny. It was really funny.
C'est une belle journée.
It's a fine day today. It's a fine day today.
Ma tête bat la chamade.
My head is pounding. My head is pounding.
Je ne fume plus.
I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke anymore.
Je n'en veux vraiment pas.
I really don't want it. I really don't want it.
Est-ce le raccourci?
Is this the shortcut? Is this the shortcut?
Allons boire un verre.
Let's go out drinking. Let's go out drinking.
Ce film était génial.
That movie was great. That movie was great.
Où sont les snacks?
Where are the snacks? Where are the snacks?
Vous avez tout à fait raison.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
J'aime votre appartement.
I like your apartment. I like your apartment.
C'était très délicieux.
It was very delicious. It was very delicious.
Il est tombé à l'eau.
It went down the drain. It went down the drain.
Mieux vaut tard que jamais.
Better late than never. Better late than never.
Vous allez à la fête?
Are you going to the party? Are you going to the party?
Quel est le sens de la vie?
What is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life?
Savez-vous d'où elle vient?
Do you know where she is from? Do you know where she is from?
Chou-fleur.
Cauliflower. Cauliflower.
Le livre est sur la table.
The book is on the table. The book is on the table.
À quelle heure vous êtes-vous levé?
What time did you get up? What time did you get up?
Je n'ai pas le temps maintenant.
I don't have time now. I don't have time now.
Combien cela représente-t-il?
How much is this? How much is this?
Ils ne l'ont pas encore rencontré.
They haven't met her yet. They haven't met her yet.
Je n'ai pas assez d'argent.
I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money.
Comment allez-vous ces derniers temps?
How are you recently? How are you recently?
Vous marquez un point.
You've got a point there. You've got a point there.
Oui, je sais.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
J'aimerais en savoir plus.
I'd like more. I'd like more.
Je le pense aussi.
I think so too. I think so too.
Est-ce oui ou non?
Is it yes or no? Is it yes or no?
Oui, il a appelé.
Yes, he called. Yes, he called.
Je sens qu'elle est sexy.
I feel she is hot. I feel she is hot.
Je suis arrivé à l'heure.
I arrived on time. I arrived on time.
J'ai échoué au test.
I failed the test. I failed the test.
J'ai une douleur sourde.
I have a dull pain. I have a dull pain.
Je ne fume plus.
I no longer smoke. I no longer smoke.
Il fait nuageux aujourd'hui.
It's cloudy today. It's cloudy today.
Vous avez fait tomber ça.
You dropped this. You dropped this.
Puis-je utiliser la carte Visa?
Can I use Visa card? Can I use Visa card?
Le café me réveille.
Coffee wakes me up. Coffee wakes me up.
J'aime beaucoup ce thé.
I'm fond of this tea. I'm fond of this tea.
Mes lèvres sont scellées.
My lips are sealed. My lips are sealed.
Surveillez votre langage.
Watch your tongue. Watch your tongue.
Avez-vous trop mangé?
Did you eat too much? Did you eat too much?
Ne soyez pas ridicule.
Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous.
Je vais m'allonger.
I'm going to lie down. I'm going to lie down.
C'est regrettable.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Je m'entends bien avec lui.
I get on well with him. I get on well with him.
Est-il un bon vendeur?
Is he a good salesman? Is he a good salesman?
Nous ne faisions que parler.
We were just talking. We were just talking.
À quoi sert cette ligne?
What is this line for? What is this line for?
Pourriez-vous le raccourcir?
Would you shorten it? Would you shorten it?
Combien êtes-vous?
How many in your party? How many in your party?
Servez-vous.
Please help yourself. Please help yourself.
Quand revient-il?
When is he coming back? When is he coming back?
Je peux m'asseoir ici?
Do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I sit here?
Merci de m'avoir aidé.
Thank you for helping me. Thank you for helping me.
800.
800. 800.
La télévision est cassée.
The TV is broken. The TV is broken.
Quelle route dois-je prendre?
Which road should I take? Which road should I take?
Vous jouez au basketball?
Do you play basketball? Do you play basketball?
Je serai plus prudent.
I will be more careful. I will be more careful.
Non, pas du tout.
No, not a bit. No, not a bit.
Plus d'excuses.
No more excuses. No more excuses.
Il est très populaire.
He's very popular. He's very popular.
Je prends le métro.
I take the subway. I take the subway.
Il a une langue de miel.
He's honey-tongued. He's honey-tongued.
C'est incroyable.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Démarrer la voiture.
Just start the car. Just start the car.
C'est une belle chemise.
That's a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt.
L'idée me hante.
The idea haunts me. The idea haunts me.
Où se trouve l'hôtel?
Where is the hotel? Where is the hotel?
Va-t-il pleuvoir aujourd'hui?
Will it rain today? Will it rain today?
Ne me répondez pas.
Don't talk back to me. Don't talk back to me.
J'ai mal à la gorge.
I have a sore throat. I have a sore throat.
Je suis né au Canada.
I was born in Canada. I was born in Canada.
C'est beaucoup de problèmes.
It's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of trouble.
Puis-je prendre un message?
May I take a message? May I take a message?
Travaillez-vous à temps partiel?
Do you work part-time? Do you work part-time?
Est-ce que ça a bon goût?
Does this taste good? Does this taste good?
N'abandonnez pas si tôt.
Don't give up so early. Don't give up so early.
J'ai encore trop dormi.
I've overslept again. I've overslept again.
Il fait déjà nuit.
It's already dark out. It's already dark out.
L'eau est bouillante.
The water is boiling. The water is boiling.
Nous allons à Hawaï.
We're going to Hawaii. We're going to Hawaii.
Vous m'avez déçu.
You disappointed me. You disappointed me.
Vous avez l'air heureuse aujourd'hui.
Do you look happy today? Do you look happy today?
Pouvez-vous jouer demain?
Can you play tomorrow? Can you play tomorrow?
Puis-je prendre un message?
Could I take a message? Could I take a message?
Dois-je le refaire?
Do I have to do it again? Do I have to do it again?
Combien demandez-vous?
How much do you charge? How much do you charge?
Je vous comprends.
I sympathize with you. I sympathize with you.
Le sol est glissant.
The floor is slippery. The floor is slippery.
En êtes-vous sûr?
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Elle recommence.
She's starting it again. She's starting it again.
C'est décevant.
This is disappointing. This is disappointing.
À quoi sert ce montant?
What is this amount for? What is this amount for?
Êtes-vous attentif?
Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention?
Savez-vous où il se trouve?
Do you know where they are? Do you know where they are?
Je n'aurais pas dû faire cela.
I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that.
Quelle robe dois-je porter?
Which dress should I wear? Which dress should I wear?
Vous devriez faire quelque chose de votre vie.
You should make something out of yourself. You should make something out of yourself.
500.
500. 500.
Au fait.
By the way. By the way.
Le feriez-vous?
Would you? Would you?
À quelle heure commence-t-elle?
What time does it start? What time does it start?
Y a-t-il du courrier pour moi?
Is there any mail for me? Is there any mail for me?
Ces livres sont les nôtres.
These books are ours. These books are ours.
Vous êtes plus intelligent que lui.
You're smarter than him. You're smarter than him.
Je n'ai pas de petite amie.
I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend.
Je veux vous faire un cadeau.
I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a gift.
Les routes sont glissantes.
The roads are slippery. The roads are slippery.
Je pense que c'est très bien.
I think it's very good. I think it's very good.
Savez-vous ce que cela signifie?
Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means?
Où puis-je acheter des billets?
Where can I buy tickets? Where can I buy tickets?
Vos enfants sont-ils avec vous?
Are your children with you? Are your children with you?
Pratiquons l'anglais.
Let's practice English. Let's practice English.
N'importe quel jour fera l'affaire.
Any day will do. Any day will do.
Vous arrivez juste à temps.
You are just in time. You are just in time.
Je vais tout arranger.
I will arrange everything. I will arrange everything.
Les choses s'améliorent.
Things are getting better. Things are getting better.
J'ai pris du poids.
I have been putting on weight. I have been putting on weight.
Je me suis cassé la jambe.
I broke my leg. I broke my leg.
Pourquoi ne l'avez-vous pas fait?
Why didn't you? Why didn't you?
Pour autant que je sache.
As far as I know. As far as I know.
Vous êtes trop aimable.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Cela va fonctionner.
It will work out. It will work out.
Terminez votre travail.
Finish your work. Finish your work.
Comment dois-je m'y prendre?
How should I do it? How should I do it?
Nous sommes d'accord avec vous.
We agree with you. We agree with you.
Tu vas me manquer aussi.
I will miss you, too. I will miss you, too.
Est-ce que c'est délicieux?
Is this delicious? Is this delicious?
C'est une perte de temps.
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time.
Ce n'est pas important.
It's not important. It's not important.
Arrêtez de vous plaindre.
Stop complaining. Stop complaining.
C'est comme ça qu'il est.
That's the way he is. That's the way he is.
N'enfreignez pas les règles.
Don't violate rules. Don't violate rules.
Bon anniversaire.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
J'ai un léger rhume.
I have a slight cold. I have a slight cold.
C'est une belle veste.
That's a nice jacket. That's a nice jacket.
Quelle en est la cause?
What is it caused by? What is it caused by?
Qui est dans ce film?
Who's in this movie? Who's in this movie?
Vous vous sentez bien?
Are you feeling okay? Are you feeling okay?
À quelle heure êtes-vous ouvert?
How late are you open? How late are you open?
Je n'ai rien dit.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
J'ai tout oublié.
I forgot all about it. I forgot all about it.
J'aurais aimé lui demander.
I wish I had asked him. I wish I had asked him.
Je n'en suis pas heureux.
I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it.
On dirait un gagnant.
Sounds like a winner. Sounds like a winner.
De quel côté êtes-vous?
Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on?
Avez-vous apprécié la pièce?
Did you enjoy the play? Did you enjoy the play?
Je vais prendre un bain.
I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to take a bath.
C'est au 3e étage.
It's on the third floor. It's on the third floor.
Il y a une possibilité.
There's a possibility. There's a possibility.
Ces puces sont périmées.
These chips are stale. These chips are stale.
Vous plaisantez.
You've got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding.
Puis-je louer le matériel?
Can I rent the equipment? Can I rent the equipment?
Le réveil a-t-il sonné?
Did the alarm clock ring? Did the alarm clock ring?
Comment tout cela se passe-t-il?
How's everything going? How's everything going?
Veuillez vous en occuper.
Please take care of this. Please take care of this.
Quelles sont vos plaintes?
What are your complaints? What are your complaints?
Quel camp soutenez-vous?
Which side do you support? Which side do you support?
17.
17. 17.
Quand l'avion arrive-t-il?
When does the plane arrive? When does the plane arrive?
Où se trouve la poste?
Where's the post office? Where's the post office?
Où avez-vous appris l'anglais?
Where did you learn English? Where did you learn English?
J'étais à la bibliothèque.
I was in the library. I was in the library.
Les livres sont chers.
The books are expensive. The books are expensive.
Quel est votre plat préféré?
What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food?
Cette pièce est un vrai fouillis.
This room is a mess. This room is a mess.
Je lui dirai que vous avez appelé.
I'll tell him you called. I'll tell him you called.
Puis-je utiliser votre téléphone?
Can I use your phone? Can I use your phone?
L'argent n'est pas tout.
Money is not everything. Money is not everything.
Il est temps d'aller au lit.
It's time you went to bed. It's time you went to bed.
En un mot, oui.
In a word, yes. In a word, yes.
Regardons les choses en face.
Let's face it. Let's face it.
Je vous suis redevable.
I'm in your debt. I'm in your debt.
Je suis tellement crédule.
I'm so gullible. I'm so gullible.
Est-ce que Monica va bien?
Is Monica okay? Is Monica okay?
C'est maintenant ou jamais.
It's now or never. It's now or never.
Ce n'était pas un problème.
It was no big deal. It was no big deal.
Essayons de cette façon.
Let's try this way. Let's try this way.
Cela semble facile.
That sounds easy. That sounds easy.
Quand puis-je passer?
When can I drop by? When can I drop by?
Il travaille très dur.
He's very hard working. He's very hard working.
Très bien, merci.
Very good, thanks. Very good, thanks.
Vous voulez vous promener?
Would you like to go for a walk? Would you like to go for a walk?
Il y a beaucoup de gens ici.
There are many people here. There are many people here.
Je me sens satisfait.
I feel satisfied. I feel satisfied.
Non, ce n'est pas le cas.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
J'utilise le métro.
I use the subway. I use the subway.
N'importe quoi fera l'affaire.
Anything will do. Anything will do.
Ne travaillez pas si dur.
Don't work so hard. Don't work so hard.
Je prends le métro.
I ride the subway. I ride the subway.
Il est 1h moins 5.
It's 5 after 1. It's 5 after 1.
C'est l'heure du déjeuner.
It's time for lunch. It's time for lunch.
Vous avez dit que vous le feriez.
You said you would. You said you would.
Comment mange-t-on les sushis?
How do you eat sushi? How do you eat sushi?
Je me saoule rapidement.
I get drunk quickly. I get drunk quickly.
Appelez-moi John.
Please call me John. Please call me John.
Quand ouvre-t-elle?
How soon does it open? How soon does it open?
Êtes-vous libre demain?
Are you free tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow?
Les lignes sont franchies.
The lines are crossed. The lines are crossed.
Pour changer de sujet.
To change the subject. To change the subject.
Il connaît beaucoup de gens.
He knows a lot of people. He knows a lot of people.
J'ai eu une vie terrible.
I've had a terrible life. I've had a terrible life.
Quelqu'un est-il assis ici?
Is anyone sitting here? Is anyone sitting here?
Quelle est votre plainte?
What is your complaint? What is your complaint?
Que faites-vous aujourd'hui?
What are you doing today? What are you doing today?
Je veux faire une sieste.
I want to take a nap. I want to take a nap.
Je ne parierai pas là-dessus.
I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it.
Allons au karaoké.
Let's go to karaoke. Let's go to karaoke.
Vous chantez très bien.
You sing very well. You sing very well.
Vous êtes en vacances?
Are you on vacation? Are you on vacation?
J'ai le nez bouché.
I have a stuffy nose. I have a stuffy nose.
C'est une belle journée.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Il va faire froid.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold.
Prenons une tarte aux pommes.
Let's have apple pie. Let's have apple pie.
Puis-je parler à Smith?
May I speak to Smith? May I speak to Smith?
Que s'est-il passé ensuite?
What happened then? What happened then?
Vers 7 heures.
Around 7 o'clock. Around 7 o'clock.
2 et 3 font 5.
2 and 3 is 5. 2 and 3 is 5.
Pourquoi vous dépêchez-vous?
Why are you hurrying? Why are you hurrying?
J'ai beaucoup apprécié.
I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed it very much.
Cela ne vous concerne pas.
It doesn't concern you. It doesn't concern you.
C'est un peu difficile.
It's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult.
Sortons le futon.
Let's get the futon out. Let's get the futon out.
Cela vous sert bien.
That serves you right. That serves you right.
Nous sommes enfin arrivés.
We finally arrived. We finally arrived.
Que pensez-vous de moi?
What do you think of me? What do you think of me?
Êtes-vous doué pour le chant?
Are you good at singing? Are you good at singing?
Appelez-moi quand vous aurez fini.
Call me when you finish. Call me when you finish.
Je voudrais vous parler.
I'd like to talk with you. I'd like to talk with you.
Ma femme me trompe.
My wife's cheating on me. My wife's cheating on me.
Veuillez balayer le sol.
Please sweep the floor. Please sweep the floor.
Quand dois-je y venir?
When should I come over? When should I come over?
J'aurais dû boire moins.
I should have drunk less. I should have drunk less.
Je vais vous dire la vérité.
I will tell you the truth. I will tell you the truth.
C'est vraiment quelque chose.
That's really something. That's really something.
Où sont les ascenseurs?
Where are the elevators? Where are the elevators?
Vos yeux sont magnifiques.
Your eyes are beautiful. Your eyes are beautiful.
C'est le nom du jeu.
That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game.
Cela va être long.
This is gonna be a long one. This is gonna be a long one.
Pourriez-vous m'aider?
Could you give me some help? Could you give me some help?
Avec qui êtes-vous irrité?
Who are you irritated with? Who are you irritated with?
Vous me tapez sur les nerfs.
You're getting on my nerves. You're getting on my nerves.
Je le ferai.
Will do. Will do.
Quand quittez-vous votre travail?
When do you get off work? When do you get off work?
Quel est votre nom de famille?
What's your last name? What's your last name?
Veuillez compter cela pour moi.
Please count this for me. Please count this for me.
Mes bagages ont disparu.
My luggage is missing. My luggage is missing.
Il fait très froid aujourd'hui.
It's very cold today. It's very cold today.
Où souhaitez-vous vous rencontrer?
Where would you like to meet? Where would you like to meet?
Quel est votre numéro de téléphone?
What's your phone number? What's your phone number?
La mère ne se réconcilie pas.
Mother doesn't make up. Mother doesn't make up.
Ils sont payés à l'heure.
They are paid by the hour. They are paid by the hour.
Je ne peux pas le dire.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
Oui, en effet.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Agissez en fonction de votre âge.
Act your age. Act your age.
Je suis tout à fait d'accord.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Il est de 10 à 2.
It's 10 to 2. It's 10 to 2.
Ne m'ignorez pas.
Don't ignore me. Don't ignore me.
Laissez-moi tranquille.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Vous avez besoin d'un coup de main?
Do you need a hand? Do you need a hand?
Il ne se tait jamais.
He never shuts up. He never shuts up.
Je me sens vraiment triste.
I feel really sad. I feel really sad.
Quand cela a-t-il commencé?
When did it start? When did it start?
Voilà mon patron.
Here comes my boss. Here comes my boss.
C'est mon seul choix.
It's my only choice. It's my only choice.
Vous me semblez familier.
You look familiar. You look familiar.
C'est ma seule offre.
That's my only offer. That's my only offer.
Combien cela coûte-t-il?
What does this cost? What does this cost?
Où veut-il en venir?
What's he driving at? What's he driving at?
Vous êtes logique.
You're making sense. You're making sense.
C'est beau aujourd'hui.
It's beautiful today. It's beautiful today.
Qu'est-ce que vous étudiez?
What are you studying? What are you studying?
Où puis-je passer un appel?
Where can I make a call? Where can I make a call?
Avez-vous des hobbies?
Do you have any hobbies? Do you have any hobbies?
Il a fait de gros dégâts.
He made the trouble big. He made the trouble big.
À quelle heure commence-t-elle?
What time does it begin? What time does it begin?
Vous voulez du café?
Would you like some coffee? Would you like some coffee?
Cette robe te va bien.
You look good in that dress. You look good in that dress.
Tu es la fille qu'il me faut.
You're the right girl for me. You're the right girl for me.
Je vous appellerai vendredi.
I'll call you on Friday. I'll call you on Friday.
Ne soyez pas si modeste.
Don't be so modest. Don't be so modest.
J'ai besoin de mouchoirs.
I need some tissues. I need some tissues.
Vont-ils venir ce soir?
Are they coming this evening? Are they coming this evening?
Je me suis senti un peu mal.
I felt sort of ill. I felt sort of ill.
Cela ne vous inquiète-t-il pas?
Aren't you concerned about it? Aren't you concerned about it?
Je me sens fatigué.
I feel tired. I feel tired.
Je suis très occupé.
I'm very full. I'm very full.
Voici votre facture.
Here's your bill. Here's your bill.
C'est un jour de grand vent.
It's a breezy day. It's a breezy day.
Vous pouvez parier là-dessus.
You can bet on it. You can bet on it.
Il n'est pas très clair.
He isn't very clear. He isn't very clear.
J'aime jouer au golf.
I like to play golf. I like to play golf.
Cela va-t-il rapporter de l'argent?
Will it make money? Will it make money?
Après le prochain arrêt.
After the next stop. After the next stop.
J'ai eu le cœur brisé.
I felt heartbroken. I felt heartbroken.
Je le sais trop bien.
I know that too well. I know that too well.
Je pensais vous connaître.
I thought I knew you. I thought I knew you.
Je veux me reposer.
I want to take a rest. I want to take a rest.
J'ai changé d'avis.
I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind.
C'est l'heure du dîner.
It's time for dinner. It's time for dinner.
Ce serait formidable.
That would be great. That would be great.
Nous avons quelques snacks.
We have some snacks. We have some snacks.
Vous êtes celui qu'il me faut.
You're the one for me. You're the one for me.
J'ai une grande famille.
I have a large family. I have a large family.
Cela a commencé comme ça.
It started like this. It started like this.
Puis-je débarrasser la table?
May I clear the table? May I clear the table?
Notre problème est résolu.
Our problem solved. Our problem solved.
Ce n'est pas grave.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right.
Ravi de vous rencontrer.
Very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
Où se trouvent les toilettes?
Where's the restroom? Where's the restroom?
Je ne ferai jamais ça.
I wouldn't ever do that. I wouldn't ever do that.
Qu'est-ce que cela signifie?
What does it stand for? What does it stand for?
Vous avez tout grandi maintenant.
You're all grown up now. You're all grown up now.
Vous avez un message?
Do you have any message? Do you have any message?
Aller de mal en pis.
Going from bad to worse. Going from bad to worse.
Ce whisky est fort.
This whiskey is strong. This whiskey is strong.
Quels sont vos symptômes?
What are your symptoms? What are your symptoms?
À quoi sert cette taxe?
What is this charge for? What is this charge for?
Quand voulez-vous jouer?
When do you want to play? When do you want to play?
Puis-je fumer?
Is it all right if I smoke? Is it all right if I smoke?
Pardonnons et oublions.
Let's forgive and forget. Let's forgive and forget.
Vous voulez qu'il vous rappelle?
Want him to call you back? Want him to call you back?
Qu'essayez-vous de dire?
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
À quelle heure commençons-nous?
What time are we starting? What time are we starting?
Vous êtes tout pour moi.
Do you mean everything to me? Do you mean everything to me?
N'importe quoi.
Anything. Anything.
Vous voulez venir avec moi?
Do you want to come with me? Do you want to come with me?
Quelqu'un d'autre va-t-il venir?
Is anyone else coming? Is anyone else coming?
Il ne supporte pas les blagues.
He can't take a joke. He can't take a joke.
C'est $17.
It's $17. It's $17.
Non, je vous remercie.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
J'aimerais aller au magasin.
I'd like to go to the store. I'd like to go to the store.
Il a l'air en très bonne santé.
He looks very healthy. He looks very healthy.
Il parle toujours en grand.
He always talks big. He always talks big.
Il joue un vieil homme.
He is acting an old man. He is acting an old man.
Je vais la jouer à l'oreille.
I'll just play it by ear. I'll just play it by ear.
On vient de prendre l'avion.
We just caught the plane. We just caught the plane.
Non, jamais.
No, never. No, never.
Ne soyez pas un clochard.
Don't be a bum. Don't be a bum.
Cela semble difficile.
That looks hard. That looks hard.
Ne le dites à personne.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
Comment se passe votre nouvel emploi?
How's your new job? How's your new job?
C'est un risque d'incendie.
It's a fire hazard. It's a fire hazard.
Il y a de la brise aujourd'hui.
It's breezy today. It's breezy today.
Puis-je vous demander votre âge?
May I ask your age? May I ask your age?
Je vous remercie quand même.
Thank you anyway. Thank you anyway.
Je suis diplômé en anglais.
I major in English. I major in English.
Je perds mon temps.
I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time.
Il a un bon caractère.
He has a good temper. He has a good temper.
Il est sorti déjeuner.
He's out to lunch now. He's out to lunch now.
Il est très offensif.
He's very offensive. He's very offensive.
J'ai nettoyé ma chambre.
I cleaned up my room. I cleaned up my room.
Je t'aime vraiment.
I really do love you. I really do love you.
Gardez un œil sur lui.
Keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him.
Veuillez l'envisager.
Please consider it. Please consider it.
Avez-vous des projets?
Do you have any plans? Do you have any plans?
Ne t'énerve pas autant.
Don't get so worked up. Don't get so worked up.
C'est l'heure du dîner?
Is it time for dinner? Is it time for dinner?
Il n'y a aucune garantie.
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee.
Quel est le montant du loyer?
What's the rental fee? What's the rental fee?
Vous allez encore bien?
Are you all right again? Are you all right again?
Un peu de café?
How about some coffee? How about some coffee?
N'exagérons pas.
Let's not go overboard. Let's not go overboard.
Vous pouvez le dire.
You can say that again. You can say that again.
Vous avez beaucoup de culot.
You have a lot of nerve. You have a lot of nerve.
Allez-vous lui demander?
Are you going to ask him? Are you going to ask him?
Passez un excellent Noël.
Have a great Christmas. Have a great Christmas.
J'ai une vie misérable.
I have a miserable life. I have a miserable life.
Je vous rappellerai plus tard.
I will call again later. I will call again later.
Joyeux Noël à vous.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you.
Rien ne pourrait être plus beau.
Nothing could be nicer. Nothing could be nicer.
Pourriez-vous m'appeler?
Would you give me a call? Would you give me a call?
Pourrais-je le prendre?
Could I possibly take it? Could I possibly take it?
Ne jouez pas avec ce truc.
Don't play with that thing. Don't play with that thing.
Je vous verrai donc demain.
So I will see you tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow.
Nous n'avons rien en commun.
We have nothing in common. We have nothing in common.
Qu'est-ce qui vous intéresse?
What are you interested in? What are you interested in?
J'en ai assez.
I've had it. I've had it.
Je veux seulement un encas.
I only want a snack. I only want a snack.
Je n'ai pas fini de manger.
I haven't finished eating. I haven't finished eating.
Où puis-je louer une voiture?
Where can I rent a car? Where can I rent a car?
De quoi parlez-vous?
What are you two talking about? What are you two talking about?
Combien de temps cela prendra-t-il?
How long will it take? How long will it take?
Il ne me donne jamais rien.
He never gives me anything. He never gives me anything.
Je veux prendre une douche.
I want to take a shower. I want to take a shower.
Avez-vous pris vos médicaments?
Did you take your medicine? Did you take your medicine?
À 10 heures du matin.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. At 10 o'clock in the morning.
À l'extérieur de l'hôtel.
Outside the hotel. Outside the hotel.
Cela prend vraiment du temps.
It really takes time. It really takes time.
Il n'était pas un peu fatigué.
He was not a bit tired. He was not a bit tired.
C'est la dernière mode.
That's the latest fashion. That's the latest fashion.
La robe ne lui va pas.
The dress doesn't fit her. The dress doesn't fit her.
Je suis en colère contre vous.
I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you.
Continuez, s'il vous plaît.
Please go on. Please go on.
C'est trop voyant.
It's too gaudy. It's too gaudy.
Mettez le mot en sourdine.
Mute the word. Mute the word.
Oui, je vous en prie.
Yes, please do. Yes, please do.
Vous ne pouvez pas le réparer?
Can't you fix it? Can't you fix it?
Je n'avais pas le choix.
I had no choice. I had no choice.
Je suis un optimiste.
I'm an optimist. I'm an optimist.
Votre chien est-il gros?
Is your dog big? Is your dog big?
C'était un pur hasard.
It was pure luck. It was pure luck.
Assez, c'est assez.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Je change de travail.
I'm changing jobs. I'm changing jobs.
J'ai perdu mon sac à main.
I've lost my purse. I've lost my purse.
Il fait froid aujourd'hui.
It's chilly today. It's chilly today.
On m'a volé mon sac.
My bag was stolen. My bag was stolen.
Steph, c'est toi?
Steph, is that you? Steph, is that you?
Je bois comme un poisson.
I drink like a fish. I drink like a fish.
Elle est très étrange.
She's very strange. She's very strange.
Le téléphone a été coupé.
The phone went dead. The phone went dead.
Soyez-en satisfait.
Be satisfied with it. Be satisfied with it.
À quelle heure partons-nous?
What time do we leave? What time do we leave?
Tout est possible.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Il m'a tout raconté.
He told me everything. He told me everything.
Il est bon de le savoir.
It is nice to know that. It is nice to know that.
Replions le futon.
Let's fold up the futon. Let's fold up the futon.
Ma dent me tue.
My tooth is killing me. My tooth is killing me.
C'est bon pour moi.
That's all right for me. That's all right for me.
Vous pouvez rester.
You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay.
Ce serait parfait.
That would hit the spot. That would hit the spot.
Je ne peux rien y faire.
I can do nothing about it. I can do nothing about it.
Qu'est-ce qu'on mange ce soir?
What's for dinner tonight? What's for dinner tonight?
Vous êtes sur la bonne voie.
You're on a winning streak. You're on a winning streak.
Vous voulez connaître un secret?
Do you want to know a secret? Do you want to know a secret?
Où se trouve la loge?
Where is the dressing room? Where is the dressing room?
N'y pensez plus.
Don't give it another thought. Don't give it another thought.
N'avez-vous pas honte?
Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Qui joue?
Who's playing? Who's playing?
900.
900. 900.
Je fais de l'hypotension.
I have low blood pressure. I have low blood pressure.
Aller simple ou aller-retour?
One way or round trip. One way or round trip.
Je pense que ça a bon goût.
I think it tastes good. I think it tastes good.
Avez-vous des postes vacants?
Do you have any vacancies? Do you have any vacancies?
Non, pas du tout.
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Ne soyez pas une mauviette.
Don't be a wimp. Don't be a wimp.
C'est une bonne nouvelle.
That's good news. That's good news.
C'est un vieil homme sale.
He's a dirty old man. He's a dirty old man.
Ça me rend fou.
It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy.
C'est la fin de l'histoire.
That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
Il me traitait mal.
He treated me badly. He treated me badly.
Je veux vous parler.
I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you.
J'ai peur des serpents.
I'm afraid of snakes. I'm afraid of snakes.
Je garde un secret.
I'm keeping a secret. I'm keeping a secret.
Joanne est incroyable.
Joan is incredible. Joan is incredible.
Dites-lui en face.
Tell him to his face. Tell him to his face.
Le train vient de partir.
The train just left. The train just left.
Vous avez été merveilleux.
You were wonderful. You were wonderful.
Combien pesez-vous?
How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh?
Je vous entends à peine.
I can barely hear you. I can barely hear you.
Je ne sais pas quoi faire.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Je m'intéresse à l'art.
I'm interested in art. I'm interested in art.
Il est censé pleuvoir.
It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain.
Baissez la voix.
Keep your voice down. Keep your voice down.
Partageons le coût.
Let's divide the cost. Let's divide the cost.
Elle a une bonne silhouette.
She has a good figure. She has a good figure.
Merci pour votre offre.
Thanks for offering. Thanks for offering.
Qu'est-ce qui prend autant de temps?
What's taking so long? What's taking so long?
Vous voulez une assurance?
Do you want insurance? Do you want insurance?
Je vais avoir un bébé.
I'm going to have a baby. I'm going to have a baby.
J'ai pris une décision.
I've come to a decision. I've come to a decision.
Ce siège est-il occupé?
Is this seat occupied? Is this seat occupied?
C'est trop conservateur.
It's too conservative. It's too conservative.
Amusons-nous.
Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Qu'est-ce qui vous a amené ici?
What brought you here? What brought you here?
À quoi cela ressemble-t-il?
What does it look like? What does it look like?
Cela va sans dire.
It goes without saying. It goes without saying.
Quel homme ingrat.
What an ungrateful man. What an ungrateful man.
Où sont vos devoirs?
Where is your homework? Where is your homework?
Pourriez-vous me donner un coup de main?
Would you give me a hand? Would you give me a hand?
Vous savez ce que je voulais dire?
Do you know what I meant to? Do you know what I meant to?
Vous jouez bien du piano.
Do you play the piano well? Do you play the piano well?
Vous êtes trop gourmand.
You're being too greedy. You're being too greedy.
Allez jusqu'au bout.
Get to the end of the line. Get to the end of the line.
Vous ne m'intéressez pas.
I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in you.
Quel est votre point de vue?
What's your point of view? What's your point of view?
Un penny pour vos pensées.
A penny for your thoughts. A penny for your thoughts.
Tout le mérite vous revient.
All the credit goes to you. All the credit goes to you.
Dois-je venir vous chercher?
Shall I come to pick you up? Shall I come to pick you up?
Dois-je être hospitalisé?
Should I be hospitalized? Should I be hospitalized?
Parlez-moi de vous.
Tell me all about yourself. Tell me all about yourself.
Quelque chose vous dérange.
Is something bothering you? Is something bothering you?
13.
13. 13.
Côtelette de porc.
Pork chops. Pork chops.
Vous verrez.
You'll see. You'll see.
Menton levé.
Chin up. Chin up.
Pratiquez-vous un sport?
Do you play any sports? Do you play any sports?
Il est 11h30.
It's 11:30. It's 11:30.
À quelle heure vous êtes-vous réveillé?
What time did you wake up? What time did you wake up?
Tu veux que je vienne te chercher?
Do you want me to pick you up? Do you want me to pick you up?
Quel est l'indicatif régional?
What is the area code? What is the area code?
C'est un très bon étudiant.
He's a very good student. He's a very good student.
Je veux acheter quelque chose.
I want to buy something. I want to buy something.
Tu m'as envoyé des fleurs?
Did you send me flowers? Did you send me flowers?
J'aimerais faire du shopping.
I'd like to go shopping. I'd like to go shopping.
Il a le sens de l'humour.
He has a sense of humor. He has a sense of humor.
Le prix est raisonnable.
The price is reasonable. The price is reasonable.
Non, pas encore.
No, not yet. No, not yet.
Ne lui faites pas confiance.
Don't trust it. Don't trust it.
J'aimerais pouvoir le faire.
I wish I could. I wish I could.
C'est une journée chaude.
It's a warm day. It's a warm day.
Arrêtez de vous acharner.
Stop nagging. Stop nagging.
Faites-le, s'il vous plaît.
Please do this. Please do this.
Passez nous voir à tout moment.
Drop by any time. Drop by any time.
Vous êtes-vous déjà rencontrés?
Have you two met? Have you two met?
J'ai perdu mon sang-froid.
I lost my temper. I lost my temper.
Parlez plus fort, s'il vous plaît.
Please speak up. Please speak up.
C'est à mon tour de me battre.
It's my turn to bat. It's my turn to bat.
Cela prendra-t-il beaucoup de temps?
Will it take long? Will it take long?
Oui, on me l'a dit.
Yes, I've been told. Yes, I've been told.
Vous avez besoin d'une coupe de cheveux.
You need a haircut. You need a haircut.
Le petit déjeuner est prêt.
Breakfast is ready. Breakfast is ready.
Quelle est la longueur des cheveux?
How long is the hair? How long is the hair?
Je suis désolé pour vous.
I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you.
J'aime juste regarder.
I just like to watch. I just like to watch.
Je n'ai rien dit.
I kept my mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut.
Je sais ce que vous voulez dire.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Je suis pressé par le temps.
I'm pressed for time. I'm pressed for time.
Ce n'est pas mon affaire.
It's not my business. It's not my business.
Qu'est-ce qui vous préoccupe?
What's on your brain? What's on your brain?
Une autre guerre a commencé.
Another war started. Another war started.
Il est difficile à gérer.
He's hard to deal with. He's hard to deal with.
Fermez votre bouche.
Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut.
Quand est votre anniversaire?
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
Vous avez une grande bouche.
You've got a big mouth. You've got a big mouth.
Pouvez-vous partager la facture?
Can you split the bill? Can you split the bill?
J'ai les nouvelles aujourd'hui.
I've got the news today. I've got the news today.
Merci de m'avoir invité.
Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for inviting me.
Puis-je emprunter un sèche-cheveux?
Can I borrow a hair dryer? Can I borrow a hair dryer?
Puis-je vous aider à porter cela?
Can I help you carry that? Can I help you carry that?
Ne le sous-estimez pas.
Don't underestimate him. Don't underestimate him.
Ressaisissez-vous.
Pull yourself together. Pull yourself together.
Viendrez-vous à ma fête?
Will you come to my party? Will you come to my party?
Vous avez de beaux yeux.
Do you have beautiful eyes? Do you have beautiful eyes?
Vous poussez votre chance.
You're pushing your luck. You're pushing your luck.
Vous parlez chinois?
Are you a Chinese speaker? Are you a Chinese speaker?
Quelqu'un parle-t-il allemand?
Does anyone speak German? Does anyone speak German?
C'est la partie difficile.
That's the difficult part. That's the difficult part.
Quelque chose vous dérange.
Is anything bothering you? Is anything bothering you?
Probablement vers minuit.
Probably around midnight. Probably around midnight.
Vous m'irritez vraiment.
You're really irritating me. You're really irritating me.
Pourriez-vous me rendre la monnaie?
Could you give me some change? Could you give me some change?
Buvons quelque chose.
Let's have something to drink. Let's have something to drink.
300.
300. 300.
Explication.
Explanation. Explanation.
Que fait-il pour le travail?
What does he do for work? What does he do for work?
Cela n'a pas de sens.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Vous voulez de l'eau ou du lait?
Would you like water or milk? Would you like water or milk?
Quel est votre film préféré?
What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
Voulez-vous un verre d'eau?
Would you like a glass of water? Would you like a glass of water?
Pouvez-vous me rappeler plus tard?
Can you call me back later? Can you call me back later?
C'est une belle fille.
She's a good-looking girl. She's a good-looking girl.
Je suis en extase.
I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic.
De la viande, s'il vous plaît.
Meat, please. Meat, please.
Je suis juste fatigué.
I'm just tired. I'm just tired.
Je le déteste.
I hate his guts. I hate his guts.
Ce n'est pas possible.
It can't be true. It can't be true.
Nous n'avons pas eu d'accident.
We didn't crash. We didn't crash.
Il est temps d'y aller.
Well, time to go. Well, time to go.
C'est à vous de choisir.
It's your choice. It's your choice.
Vous avez besoin de faire pipi?
Do you need to pee? Do you need to pee?
Je me sens mieux maintenant.
I feel better now. I feel better now.
Il est de 2 kilogrammes.
It is 2 kilograms. It is 2 kilograms.
C'est un peu difficile.
It's a little hard. It's a little hard.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe ce soir?
What's on tonight? What's on tonight?
Vous êtes de nouveau en bonne santé?
Are you well again? Are you well again?
Rangez votre chambre.
Clean up your room. Clean up your room.
Ne soyez pas si snob.
Don't be such a snob. Don't be such a snob.
Ne le dites pas si fort.
Don't say it so loud. Don't say it so loud.
Il est un grand succès.
He's a big success. He's a big success.
Il n'est plus en ville maintenant.
He's out of town now. He's out of town now.
Comment avez-vous fait cela?
How did you do that? How did you do that?
Revenez nous voir, s'il vous plaît.
Please come again. Please come again.
Vous êtes un bon chanteur.
You're a good singer. You're a good singer.
Ne soyez pas si bavard.
Don't be so talkative. Don't be so talkative.
J'ai un peu de fièvre.
I have a bit of a fever. I have a bit of a fever.
Il vous va très bien.
It looks great on you. It looks great on you.
C'est un mauvais jour pour moi.
That's a bad day for me. That's a bad day for me.
Je n'ai pas aimé le film.
I didn't like the movie. I didn't like the movie.
Prenez soin de vous.
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
Vous voulez du rouge ou du blanc?
Do you want red or white? Do you want red or white?
Je pense que vous vous trompez.
I think you're mistaken. I think you're mistaken.
Il fera soleil demain.
It will be sunny tomorrow. It will be sunny tomorrow.
Nous parions tout notre argent.
We're betting all of our money. We're betting all of our money.
Oui.
Yeah. Yeah.
700.
700. 700.
Chaussures en cuir.
Leather shoes. Leather shoes.
Il s'arrête pour répondre.
He paused for a reply. He paused for a reply.
Je parle un peu anglais.
I speak a little English. I speak a little English.
Sa chambre est très petite.
His room is very small. His room is very small.
Y a-t-il un bar dans l'hôtel?
Is there a bar in the hotel? Is there a bar in the hotel?
Combien cela va-t-il coûter?
How much will it cost? How much will it cost?
Combien cela coûte-t-il?
How much does it cost? How much does it cost?
N'importe qui fera l'affaire.
Anyone will do. Anyone will do.
Cela résout le problème.
That solves it. That solves it.
Vous avez besoin de vous reposer.
You need a rest. You need a rest.
Nous sommes en difficulté.
We are in trouble. We are in trouble.
Je peux manger n'importe quoi.
I can eat anything. I can eat anything.
Je me saoule facilement.
I get drunk easily. I get drunk easily.
Y a-t-il quelque chose de bizarre?
Is anything weird? Is anything weird?
C'est à vous de décider.
It's your decision. It's your decision.
Jouons au mahjong.
Let's play mahjong. Let's play mahjong.
Comment s'est déroulée la réunion?
How was the meeting? How was the meeting?
Je suppose que vous avez raison.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
Je sais ce que je fais.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Je vais prendre un pari.
I will take a gamble. I will take a gamble.
Je préfère que vous ne le fassiez pas.
I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather you didn't.
Cela fait longtemps.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
C'est ma dernière offre.
That's my last offer. That's my last offer.
Tom est un tueur de femmes.
Tom is a lady killer. Tom is a lady killer.
Nous avons de gros problèmes.
We're in big trouble. We're in big trouble.
Vous vous sentez malade?
Are you feeling sick? Are you feeling sick?
Connaissez-vous cette chanson?
Do you know that song? Do you know that song?
Ne me touchez pas.
Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me.
Il a un tempérament vif.
He has a quick temper. He has a quick temper.
Je veux me reposer un peu.
I want to rest a while. I want to rest a while.
J'ai fini le travail.
I'm done with the work. I'm done with the work.
Mettons-nous au travail.
Let's get down to work. Let's get down to work.
Cela me semble correct.
Sounds all right to me. Sounds all right to me.
C'est incroyable.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
À quoi ressemble John?
What's John look like? What's John look like?
Mais si elle dit non?
But what if he says no? But what if he says no?
Pouvons-nous nous rencontrer mardi?
Can we meet on Tuesday? Can we meet on Tuesday?
Il n'aime pas se vanter.
He doesn't like to brag. He doesn't like to brag.
Je n'ai pas d'autre choix.
I have no other choice. I have no other choice.
Je réessayerai plus tard.
I will try again later. I will try again later.
Appuyons sur ce bouton.
Let's push this button. Let's push this button.
Elle a volé mon client.
She stole my customer. She stole my customer.
Ne vous inquiétez pas.
Don't concern yourself. Don't concern yourself.
Je suis vraiment heureux pour vous.
I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you.
Je vous rappelle.
I'm returning your call. I'm returning your call.
Les gens sont-ils amicaux?
Are the people friendly? Are the people friendly?
Je suis honnête avec vous.
I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you.
C'est en face du musée.
It's opposite the museum. It's opposite the museum.
Changeons de sujet.
Let's change the subject. Let's change the subject.
Elle joue les difficiles.
She's playing hard to get. She's playing hard to get.
C'est très regrettable.
That's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Ils en font tout un plat.
They're making a big fuss. They're making a big fuss.
Vous venez à ma fête?
Are you coming to my party? Are you coming to my party?
Ma femme a une liaison.
My wife's having an affair. My wife's having an affair.
Il n'en est pas question.
That's out of the question. That's out of the question.
Dînons ensemble.
Let's have dinner together. Let's have dinner together.
Voulez-vous une autre tasse?
Would you like another cup? Would you like another cup?
Stylo à billes.
Ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen.
Moi aussi.
Me too. Me too.
À 7 heures du soir.
At 7 o'clock at night. At 7 o'clock at night.
J'aimerais acheter quelque chose.
I'd like to buy something. I'd like to buy something.
Allez-vous souvent au Canada?
Do you go to Canada often? Do you go to Canada often?
Pouvez-vous me donner un exemple?
Can you give me an example? Can you give me an example?
Y a-t-il un marché près d'ici?
Is there a market near here? Is there a market near here?
Avez-vous terminé vos études?
Have you finished studying? Have you finished studying?
Quelqu'un fait cela pour moi.
Someone does that for me. Someone does that for me.
Il ne se soucie pas de moi.
He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about me.
Non, pas encore.
No, not again. No, not again.
L'un ou l'autre fera l'affaire.
Either will do. Either will do.
Je m'appelle John.
My name is John. My name is John.
Je me sens léthargique.
I feel sluggish. I feel sluggish.
Je suis un bourreau de travail.
I'm a workaholic. I'm a workaholic.
Allez-y, je vous en prie.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Quand cela doit-il se faire?
When is this due? When is this due?
Il est de bonne humeur.
He's in a good mood. He's in a good mood.
Comment cela s'est-il produit?
How did it happen? How did it happen?
Laissez-moi y réfléchir.
Let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it.
Il fume sans arrêt.
He smokes non-stop. He smokes non-stop.
J'ai pris le dernier bus.
I caught the last bus. I caught the last bus.
Il fera froid ce soir.
It'll be cold this evening. It'll be cold this evening.
Faites comme bon vous semble.
Do as you please. Do as you please.
Je comprends votre point de vue.
I see your point. I see your point.
Je pourrais manger un canard.
I could eat a duck. I could eat a duck.
Je n'ai pas pu m'en empêcher.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
C'est sur votre droite.
It's on your right. It's on your right.
Il s'agit d'un enregistrement.
This is a recording. This is a recording.
Qu'en est-il de celui-ci?
What about this one? What about this one?
Que vient-il de se passer?
What just happened? What just happened?
Avez-vous réussi l'examen?
Did you pass the exam? Did you pass the exam?
Je ne parle pas anglais.
I don't speak English. I don't speak English.
Je vais payer les boissons.
I will pay for drinks. I will pay for drinks.
Je ne sais pas quoi manger.
I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to eat.
J'aimerais rendre ceci.
I'd like to return this. I'd like to return this.
La réunion s'est bien déroulée.
The meeting went well. The meeting went well.
Appelez-moi à l'occasion.
Give me a call sometime. Give me a call sometime.
Je rêvassais.
I was just daydreaming. I was just daydreaming.
Vous ne dormez pas vraiment.
You're not really asleep. You're not really asleep.
Pouvez-vous me dire quelque chose?
Could you tell me something? Could you tell me something?
Cette robe vous va bien.
That dress looks good on you. That dress looks good on you.
Feuille de manioc.
Cassava leaves. Cassava leaves.
J'ai entendu quelque chose.
I heard something. I heard something.
Je vais vous mettre en relation.
I will connect you. I will connect you.
Il est 9h30.
It's 9:30. It's 9:30.
Ce n'est pas grand-chose.
It's nothing great. It's nothing great.